Hey, we've been preparing for this for several months, and I don't even think I'm ready for it because it's so hard to rank Rolling Stones albums. I'm a big fan.
They're all great. Every single one of them is it just they all have something special about them. Um, it's just impossible really to pick a list.
Right. It would be a lot easier if I could use like a greatest hits or a live album or something like that, a compilation, but just trying to pick studio albums. And my big dilemma was is that I probably some of the albums with my favorite songs on from the Stones I'm not even picking.
Really.
Yeah, because I'm picking things that I like to listen all the way through. That I really like. Not maybe not all the songs are, hit me the same way, but I want to like if I were just to pull five albums, just to listen to them on a long drive or sitting in my office or something or living room, I would want an album that I was just used to listening to and just like all the songs. So it may surprise you
Hmm.
what I pick. I don't know. I mean, some of the stuff is pretty standard. I think most people would agree on it, but you're probably going to look at some of the stuff I'm picking and say, "What the hell is this guy on?" But nonetheless, you have to remember, I've been a fan of the Rolling Stones for about 47 years. So when I was a teenager, early 20s, uh, it was the late 70s and 80s. So I'm going to probably have some proclivity to those albums that came out that I would just listen to and really absorb. But we'll discuss that. I don't want to give too much away right now. Um, do you want to start off, DJ
With which number
Dallas,
five?
with number five?
My number
Number five.
five is Steel Wheels, a 1989
Wow.
release. Yeah,
Hey, what do you know? That's my
same with
number five too.
a lot
Steel
of
Wheels. You want to
great.
look at it?
This is a great album. A lot of great Keith Richards songs on here. Slipping Away, and an incredible Keith Richards song. This also has Almost Hear You Sigh, which is a beautiful, touching song. It's got some heavy rockers, Mixed Emotions. It's got Sad, Sad, Sad. That's a great song. It's just all the way. It's just a great album. I mean, Steel Wheels. This is a comeback, really, for the Stones. And this is the last with Bill Wyman as well. But I believe, right, this is the last Stones album with Bill Wyman.
With Bill Wyman. He
Yeah.
toured with them for this album, and that was it. And I found out the reason why he left was because they didn't treat him right. He felt like an outsider. So
That's a shame.
I never knew that till recently. Stephen Fish is there. All right, how you doing? I remember Stephen. He was at a lot of our live streams that we used to do, the Rolling Stones shows, and he's a
Yeah.
big fan of the Rolling Stones. So I think you said it all about number five here. I mean, I feel the same exact way about it.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just terrific. It's just a great record. Um, yeah, it's number five here.
They even
Steel Wheels.
play "Slipping Away." Keith Richards plays it a lot in
They
current
do.
tours, and
They do sometimes. They'll do Mixed Emotions. Still,
yeah.
Rockin' a Hard Place. That's a great song, also. Yeah. So
Yeah, Steven's right. It's personal, so we're not telling you what to like or not. It's got to hit you in the heart and in the guts. It's just something. It might be a soundtrack of your life, and certain albums came out at certain times that it really resonated with you. Maybe some of the lyrics or songs. So I'm gonna go on to number four. This album came out when I started college, and this was, I believe, 1983. I'm just going to go with that. I could be off a little bit, but this is Undercover of the Night. And
album.
it was in heavy rotation, at least for me. I had the VHS going in my house of Video Rewind. But this album, I would just listen to it back and forth, take it with me on the bus to college. I love the Undercover of the Night video because it was like a movie, and you know, Keith Richards and Mick Jagger played a couple different roles in it, and it was really
Yeah.
cool. And they had like Too Much Blood, which was like a horror film, but it was a commentary on the violence in our actual lives. It's not just a. I think it's scarier what you see on the news than what you happen to watch in the cinemas, because the stuff on the news is real. Feel On Baby. I think that was Ron Wood. He got a
Yeah.
writing credit there. Um, he did get a writing credit. Uh, and Ron Wood always jokes around, if I got a writing credit, it wasn't a really strong album. The man's very humble. But to me, again, this one resonated with me. It's got what was that other song that was a hit? She Was Hot. Um, all the way down. Too Tough. You know, this was it spurred on Too Much Blood on the Dance Floor, one of my favorite Stones remix unauthorized albums. But I'll let you go with
Now this album
your
I do
number
like a
4.
lot. Did not make my list. This one at all. It didn't. It just it's divisive. It is a divisive album. It's very disco. Kind of very. They pushed it. It's the most
Drum Machines.
Drum Machines, the most unlike another Stones record. I mean, it really is unique in the sense that there is not another Stones album that sounds like this one, which is a give and a take, right? Because if you aren't really into that, you kind of like the heavy, hard rockin', bluesy Stones, and it is a bit, strange to be hearing them do, Too Much Blood is a disco song. It is a disco song. But it's a good album. I do like it a lot. I do really enjoy it. But yeah, this one didn't make my list. Undercover.
Which one made your number
My
4?
number 4 is another device. I think Exile on Main Street is my number 4, which I don't believe that you
It wasn't on my list,
at
and
all.
not
That's
because
just
I don't
crazy.
love many of this. I love Tumbling Dice and
All
All
down
Down
the
the
line,
Line.
shine a light.
But then
It's
after that, you've got songs like Sweet
that's
Virginia,
a
which
great
is
song. That's a
that's all right.
great country.
Turd on the Run.
That one I can't
I
defend.
could go with that. So there's some clunkers in there
Right,
for me,
Ventilator Blues is not my favorite,
Yeah.
but it's just to really it's an album that takes you to a place, right? You feel like you're on the where they recorded it. They're on the French Riviera in a basement, and you can kind of hear and you can kind of imagine being in this sweaty basement as they're running through all of these songs, and it is the only it's like the Beatles' White Album for the Stones. It's a double album, um, but it is majority of the album is incredible. It really is. It's a classic.
Yeah, they were tax exiles from England. It was just too expensive to record, I believe, in England. Too much taxes.
Yeah,
So I think they recorded also in Brazil, or they went to live in Brazil, or Rio de Janeiro. I don't. They were all over the place.
but it's just I really love that album. I think that Happy. That's another great Keith Richards song.
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's a
that
great
one's a
song.
staple. They played that almost every concert. DJ Seleni's asking which order we're going, and we are going from five
Five
to
to
one.
one.
So 5 to 1. We're on disc 4. Oh, okay. She's asking you to rank, Stephen, if you could rank those Rolling Stones albums you mentioned.
Rocks Off. That's a great opener. I mean,
Yeah, no,
really a
I think it
phenomenal.
starts out really strong. I just thought it lost some steam.
Exile's number 1. I mean, it's an album that the more you
Mm.
listen to, the more you really can feel this. It's really a
I
special
like those
album.
deluxe albums. They release extra tracks for the albums, and especially on that one, there was like after 50 years, you're finding out there were songs that they were on the cutting room
Could have
floor.
been a longer than a double album,
Yeah,
but no, that's a
but it just to me, if it would have continued as strong as it started out on that first side of the
right.
vinyl,
Yeah,
it would be definitely. And like I said, some of my favorite Rolling Stone songs are on that album. So, but again, I didn't pick. I love Satisfaction. I didn't pick that album. You
That
know,
is a good
I
one.
love Jumping Jack Flash. I love Gimme Shelter. But again, that album, I'm looking at it as a whole unit,
Right.
something I want to sit down and listen to everything.
Yeah.
And it just, for whatever reason, I struggle with this. I was thinking of putting Exile on the list, but I just because of the way it kind of ended up, it just to me it lost some steam. But still, great album.
Stop breaking down. I think about that song all the time. All right.
All right, well, I think I'm going to do album number 3. That's right. And this one, another one, might be a little controversial. I have to remember 1979 or 1980. I think this came out in 1980. I was a young lad, in high school, and I was listening to this thing over and over again. Um, it has some unusual songs, sort of like Dance
That's
Part
good.
One.
If I was a dancer.
It's really, it's got a good beat there. Summer Romance, a nice rocker.
This has one of the great Keith Richards songs of all time. One of the most scathing. Uh,
All About
all
You.
about you. It's so scathing. It's
Yeah, you can
so
just feel
raw.
the anger that he had about this woman. It's probably his
I
ex-wife, I would guess. But
this may be my favorite Keith Richards song. Really, I mean, this again didn't make my list, but this was definitely an honorable mention. This would have been my number 6. I
it's
do
just,
love this
yeah, it's a
album.
fun album to listen to. It just,
I
you
think
know,
this one has a if this the second side in my opinion is almost perfect. I think
yeah,
that
where the boys go, it
that's a
almost a little
great
bit of like a punk rock
love that
feel to
song.
it. They were speeding up their songs in the 1981 tour too, because they wanted to compete with the punks. Indian Girl, Let Me Go, Send It to Me,
Mixed. Oh, this one has
Emotional
Emotional Rescue.
Rescue. I mean,
The falsetto on that is
yeah.
just incredible.
And the drumming and everything. It's just, it took me a while. When I first heard Emotional Rescue, it was so different from all the Stone stuff. It took me a while because it had like kind of an 80s feel to it, or disco or something. It just took me a while, but the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. And to me, it just, the whole way through it, it kept me engaged.
Yeah, it's an album that you just want to play again and play again and play again. I really do love. She's So Cold.
She's So Cold. That's
The
a great
back to
album.
back of She's So Cold and All About You really
Can't you just relate to those songs? Especially when I was,
so
when I was dating. Not
scathing.
anymore, of course, but
It's just so many
back in the
great
day.
scathing songs. This really it's kind of veering into the undercover kind of sound where it's more divisive, but you really get that Stone sound still comes through in a lot of these songs. So this is a good pick. It's a very good
Yeah.
choice.
What was your number 3?
My number 3, Let It Bleed. Almost
Love that.
perfect
Yeah.
album, near perfect. If it just had honky tonk instead of country honk, it may be higher on the list. I mean, so good. Live With Me, great rocker.
Monkey Man, isn't
Monkey
that?
Man is a great song on
Yeah.
there. Personally, I like You Got the Silver. It took a while. I had to listen to it a lot, but eventually I did get it. Let It Bleed, a great. It's just a great
Can't Always
song.
Get What You Want.
Can't
is
always get
on
what you want. I mean, it's just country honk. Really, it just can't. It does not live up at all to Honky Tonk
it.
Woman. I don't
And
understand.
Honky Tonk Woman, I think, was never on an official
No, it was a single. It was a
Stones
single.
album.
It was the single, and
They should have put it on there, and
yeah.
maybe the Country Honk is a B-side.
Give Me Shelter. I mean, Let It Bleed it's so close to a perfect album. Midnight Rambler. I mean, every song from Let It Bleed they almost use and play live even today. There's not except for Country Honk. I mean, really, that's it. It's a great, just great.
Yeah, I mean that would definitely be in my honorable mention, or it would definitely be hovering around the top 5. I love "Gimme Shelter" is probably one of my favorite Rolling Stones songs. So how could it not be in here? I don't know. I mean, this is too hard, to
It
limit
is
this
difficult.
thing.
It's difficult. That when it comes to the top 3, it's kind of a toss up for me. Definitely the top 2. It switches all the time, but this one is just. It's just great. Love in Vain, the great Robert Johnson cover. They definitely knocked the original out of the park. That's a cover that's much better than the original. But yeah, I don't know why they had a practice. You don't put the single on the album, but I don't know. It hinders the album a little bit to have Country Honk.
Yeah, I
It
think
just
if
slows it
Honky
down.
Tonk Woman was on there, I would be
Yeah.
in my top five, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna get to number two. Drum roll, please. This is Sticky Fingers. I pulled the deluxe version because I can't get enough of this album. They got two CDs and different alternate versions and outtakes on the second CD, but it mostly hovers around the principal songs of it. And Brown Sugar, A,
Great song.
Wild Horses, Can't You Hear Me Knocking? Almost sounds like a greatest hits album, right?
It is perfect.
Bitch, You Gotta Move, You Got the Blues, Sister Morphine is a great
Great
one.
song.
Dead Flowers, they still play that once in a while in their sets. Moonlight Drive, I think they played that.
Is it Moonlight Mile?
Moonlight Mile, I'm
Moonlight
sorry.
Mile, yeah, that's it.
I'm confusing it
With the Doors.
with the Doors. Yeah, the lighting in here is not the best with the I'm amazed I could even read any of this, but anyway, it is for me number two. I had the vinyl when I was a kid, still have it, and it's got the real working zipper. You don't get that on the CDs, unfortunately. I guess you'd scratch the plastic or whatever.
Now, I guess this is my number one. This is
Really?
yeah.
I'll save it for you for later.
Yeah,
You can talk about.
it's just I guess again I think our top two are swapped. It could because my number two is the great the great album Some Girls. Very controversial at the time.
They even had to change the cover. What was the problem? Like
They used real actresses' faces on the
Lucille
cover,
Ball
and-
or
and they
Farrah
just-
Fawcett
They were
or
a bit offended by that, so then they had to have their faces. This is a perfect album. This one, it really is a toss-up for me for which one is number one. Today, it's Sticky Fingers. Tomorrow, it may be Some Girls again, but it's just hard rocking. Great Keith Richards numbers of Before They Make Me Run is on there. It's a great song. I mean, come on, what can be said about Some Girls that isn't already been said about this incredible album? I think it's a lot of the time it's not ranked high. It should be ranked very high on everybody's list.
like Beast of Burden.
Beast of Burden. I mean, perfect song.
Keith Richards uses that as the bar. Like he feels like if he can get close to Beast of Burden, that would be the highest he could ever achieve again.
Shattered. They go punk. Respectable, Faraway Eyes. Again, they still have to do the country number. This has got Ronnie Wood on there, and you can really tell. You can hear him play on there. He's just a great guitar player. It's got Imagination. The cover of it's a Temptation song, I believe. Just My Imagination, and somehow they totally nail it. Miss You, Disco. This was their foray into disco. Yeah, it's just a great record. This is my number two. And I believe this is your number one.
This is my number one album. I would say quite possibly the first Rolling Stones album I ever owned. I remember it coming out. I remember them performing on Saturday Night Live. Mick Jagger had a sore throat, and he was doing some weird stuff, I don't know what was going on there with the tongue flickering and near too close to Ronnie Wood. I don't know what it was, but regardless of all that, the music stands on its own. Miss You, which was kind of controversial because it was their big disco song, and they had a big 12-inch remaster of that, and it was like Shattered. Yeah, that was
great
they use
song.
the word schmata in it. You hear that word in every rock song. Respectable sound, yeah, like punk rock. Just My Imagination. I almost like their version
I think
better
theirs is
than
better than the Temptations.
because the Temptation is a little bit too slow. They kind of pick up the speed a little bit, and it just gives it a little bit more oomph.
It's a bizarre choice though, because for the Stones to be doing a Temptations song. It's just you wouldn't think that that would be one that they would cover, but they do a really good job of it.
Before They Make Me Run is a song that I could always relate to when I was trying to get to work. I'm going to walk before they make me run, because I had a very strict time. I was a school teacher for a long time. I had to be, you had to be at a certain place at a certain time. You can't, mess around with that. So I, if I was getting late trying to get from the parking lot to the front of the school, I would do my exercise, I'd be jogging. But if I wasn't so late, I'd walk before they make me run. I would think about that song every single day. Keith does that one in concert. He kind of, when he gets his chance to do his 2 or 3 songs.
This album is pretty impactful because I believe that this could have been the last Stones album had his court case in Toronto turned out differently for his heroin bust. So he really he put a lot into this because he felt that this is going to be what he leaves behind while he goes to prison for 10 years. This is what he was gonna put his all into it. So
Keith Richards, wow.
Really put a lot into.
Wasn't for that blind angel who
he narrowly. That's what that Before They Make Me Run is about. He narrowly escaped a very, very large prison sentence for it just was too much. He brought way too much heroin with him. It seemed much more than personal consumption. So they were going to get him for distribution, which is much
in Canada,
in
right?
Canada,
Yeah.
which is a much harsher sentence. So he narrowly avoided that.
Some people thought it was because of Trudeau or something. He dated
Mick Jagger
dated Trudeau, so they had it out for.
But then they said that maybe he got a more lenient sentence because of that. But somehow he avoided it just with community service. So, then he gave it all up.
Well, because he knew that if he had a choice between drugs and his music, that music would win in the end. And he's in his 80s now, so it's a miracle. Keith Richards, is now a poster boy for good health,
clean living,
and good health. And he's so positive. He smiles more than ever now too.
Yeah.
He used to scowl, in the 70s and 80s, but now he's
he holds his guitar like a machine gun and he's smiling while he does it. But this is it's an impactful. You could really tell the power of his performance. If this was what Keith was going to leave behind,
Again, it's an album I can just seamlessly listen to. I'm not skipping any tracks. I'm not like, oh, I've heard that thing so many times. It always just it's fresh to me. You know what I mean? It's just the way it was arranged. It's not really dated. So that would be my number one.
And mine is the great Sticky Fingers.
Mick Taylor.
Mick Taylor. I mean, he's not my favorite Stones guitar player. My favorite is Ronnie Wood, aside from Keith Richards. But this album, he really does shine on it. Can't You Hear Me Knocking? It's so good. It's an extended jam session, and he should have got a writing credit on that. I think that he really contributed a lot to this record. Wild Horses, probably not my favorite. One of my favorite Stones songs. Sway is a great song. Brown Sugar, of course. Dead Flowers, it's a great one. Sister Morphine, I love. I mean, every song is great. Moonlight Mile, that's an underrated Stones classic. You got the falsetto again. You Gotta Move. So this is my number one. But again, it may be Some Girls Tomorrow because both albums are just so fun to listen to. But
it's interesting that we had so many intersections in our choices.
I think the only two that we didn't agree on is these two. That's it.
I had to be controversial a little bit, because
this one it was close. This was really close. This almost beat out Steel Wheels for me. That second side is so good. It's just Steel Wheels. It just has a little bit more oomph to me. I think it's a little bit better. But this is it's great. So yeah, I think that's our top 5. But everyone should leave in the comments theirs.
Yeah, and like I said, if I'm looking at individual songs, the songs that we like the best could be on albums
Aftermath,
we didn't even mention that album.
The early Stone stuff I love. I like their really early Under My Thumb. We didn't pick Beggar's Banquet at all.
I love a lot of songs, but then on that album, there's like these Parachute Woman, and
Yeah. That's
I don't
Ronnie
know. There's
Wood's
some
favorite Stones
really. I
album that he's
just
not on.
oh okay.
Is
I
Beggar's
love
Banquet.
Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah, that's a great song.
I mean, wow, when that needle hits the vinyl, and that percussion starts up, I'd never get tired of that song. But to me, the album just didn't keep up that kind of momentum consistently.
No.
There's probably I don't have the song list now, but there's a few other ones. No Expectations is kind of,
But it has Salt of the Earth as a
Salt of
that's
Earth is a great song.
That is a great song.
I'm trying to think what else is on that album. It almost made it. It really did, but it was just like, again, I'm just looking for, just the album as a whole. And
Dear Doctor, Jigsaw Puzzle.
yeah, those.
But it has Street Fighting Man. That's a
That's
great
a good
song.
one.
Factory Girl. I'm not a
Yeah,
Street Cat Blues.
there was just too many songs on there that were just. I mean, I like all of them, but when you're talking about favorite albums,
And you're comparing them to the classics. I mean, they're all. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard because there's like, again, really strong songs. Sympathy for the Devil, and
It would be the best
Street
album
Fighting
for a
Man.
lesser group, but when you're
Yeah.
talking about the Stones, it
the
has
bar
to,
is so high.
you have to pick. It's very difficult.
I'd like to do another one, maybe with like Rolling Stones live albums or even some unauthorized recordings.
Yeah.
And
Because there's a good list of 5 off the top of my head that I think are essential unauthorized recordings. You have all the there's a lot of unfinished studio demo of songs that they completely finished and have yet to be released. There's a lot of those out there on bootleg, and there's a lot of great live albums. There's do a little spoiler for one. It's called Guitar Onslaught. It was live on the '78 tour. It featured all living members of the Stones at the time, because Mick Taylor came and the Stones. So it had Mick Taylor, Ronnie Wood, Keith Richards, Simon, Charlie Watts, Mick Jagger. That's
Wow.
that's the dream lineup there, and I believe that was at the Kemper Arena. Can't remember.
great
where
thing
that
about
was.
the Stones is that they sound so good live. It's just such an experience to see them perform in concert that, even though I love the studio recordings, but they just breathe life into it when they do it live. It's
Guitar Onslaught. Yeah, that was recorded live in Kansas City at the Kemper Arena. Mick Taylor. So that's a little spoiler of some of the
that's
the
a
essential-
soundboard
It's a
recording.
soundboard
too.
recording. It's called Guitar Onslaught.
Yeah, that looks like the '81 tour.
You may be right.
'Cause
It is
he's-
81. It is 80.
Because he's got his football jersey on. Mick Jagger's got his football jersey.
It was the 81 tour. Yeah.
That was the first tour I ever saw the Rolling Stones live, and that one was at the Coliseum, and that was the one that Prince got booed off.
There's a lot
2
of
nights in a row.
soundboard from that tour because they were recording that live album.
Still Life.
Still Life. So there's a lot of soundboards from the '81 tour.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes
And then
sense.
they released officially the video of,
Ri-
I can't remember where that one was from, where Keith Richards
Oh,
hits
let's
the
spend the
fan.
night together. That was a compilation of different
Yeah.
shows, and then what was it? The Rondo. I can't remember. There was a few of them that came out in the bootleg series.
Yeah, but there's a lot of from the '81 tour, the very punkish tour.
Yeah, they speeded everything up, and hey girl, you're talking to me. I mean, the thing about Mick Jagger is he had to compete with whoever was out there. Like in the '80s, he was competing with George Michael and the new wave guys. And now I don't think anybody of any age can keep up with the guy. I mean, he runs like 7 or 8 miles
Per show. I mean,
per
he's
show.
always moving. It's
Yeah, we were saying he probably can't use a teleprompter because he's just all over the stage, back and forth. How would you have a teleprompter to follow him around? I mean, his memory is amazing. He doesn't miss a beat.
And he's a great harmonica player. Keith Richards said that he may be the best blues harmonica player there is.
I think so.
Yeah.
He only plays it on a few songs like Midnight Rambler and what else? There's maybe one or two other ones, but
That's about the only one I
but
can.
he
he does
is
live.
yeah, he's a multi-instrumentalist.
He plays
And-
guitar well.
Yeah, he was playing on steel wheels. We were watching some of the video of their rehearsal. I didn't realize he was doing all that the
Mixed
guitar part
emotion.
from that and for Rockin' a Hard Place. It sounded a little kind of complex. I thought maybe it was Ronnie Wood or Keith Richards, but it was Mick Jagger. And he plays the piano, and what other instrument does he play? I did a video on it a while ago. It's 2:49 a.m. I don't know if my mind can handle any more ranking. I think I think we've exhausted the topic. Thank you so much, Stephen, for sticking by us, and all the other friends and family that are out there. DJ Selene is helping to moderate. And I want to thank DJ Dallas. He's been helping me. We're trying to build up this channel. Do something a little different than the DJ Gerry at Starlight Music, We're there. I play a lot of music. Here we talk about the music. So,
So I guess
anyway.
we'll,
Let the music do the talking. Go listen to some Stones
Stones
albums.
albums.
And don't forget to keep on rocking. Bye
Bye-bye.
now.